Black Supremacy. Black Supremacy is Palmetto Star, the Ratchet Revolutionary. But you can call me Prophet. Prophet Robert of Black Supremacy. Grand Rising. Meditation with the Master. What we're going to talk about today, something very profound. Modesty is for mortals. Modesty is for mortals. Modesty is for mortals. Modesty is for mortals. Meditate with the Master and go through the portal. Modesty is for mortals. Modesty is for mortals. We're going to talk about modesty is for mortals. Now, I consider myself a very modest person. I was very modest at one time. The fact that, I like to, show my accomplishments more than speak about it. And that's great. That's great to show your accomplishments, because that's one of the things that I do. I like to do less talk and more action. However, it's good to pronounce who you are as well. There's a reason why Muslims do the Shahada when they get into Islam or when they become a Muslim, and pronounce who they are. Pronounce that. Pronounce the Prophet in Islam. And there's a reason why they do that, there's a reason why. It's very powerful. It's very, very powerful to pronounce who you are and to not be afraid to say what your accomplishments are. To say what your accomplishments are, what you've been doing. Because your pronouncement of these accomplishments, of who you are, can help somebody that's right next to you. instead of you trying to be modest and not show who you are, not tell people who you are, leave people guessing who you are. They're sitting there looking, they're like, well, this person's peculiar, but who are they? So to pronounce who you are is a great thing. To say who you are and pronounce it is a fantastic thing, because it can help people help people. I have many accomplishments that I've had just recently. When I say recently, in the past 10 years, I have a litany of accomplishments. I've gone 801 days without eating any solid foods. I've been instrumental in the truce between the gangs, between the street tribes from the East Coast. I've written a book. I graduated college, had a baby girl, had a daughter, home birthed her myself. I've ran a successful radio show since November 4th, 2010. Been mentioned on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. Both former and current president know who I am. The list goes on. I've had many relevant revelations, and now I've written my first book, 3 Steps to End Racism, right now, which is going to be released on January 20th. I have a huge announcement about that I'm making later on today as well. So you guys stay tuned. However, it's great to pronounce who you are, because that can help somebody else out. Saying who you are. I am Prophet Roved. I am God. I am the greatest. I am a supreme being. And this brings you into the now. That brings you into the knowing of who you are as well. And it's not about being braggadocious or, trying to, flex on anybody or anything like that per se. It's not about that at all. But it's about pronouncing and letting people know exactly what it is. And that's one thing I think today in this culture, people may think about the whole thing about the OnlyFans, what they call quote unquote thought culture, or what's happening right now with that. They're showing who they are. They're saying who they are. There is no question in your mind when you see an OnlyFans account. When you see an OnlyFans account, what it is, you know what I'm saying? Or who that person is, you know what I'm saying? They pronounce who they are. They're pronouncing exactly who they are, and their OnlyFans letting you know, and it's $19.99 a month, you know what I'm saying? So they letting you know exactly what it is. They letting you know exactly what it is. So I think that part is fantastic, and we need to pronounce more. We need to celebrate ourselves more. Celebrate ourselves and become who we are. Say I am. Make that a mantra. I am a supreme being. I am God. I am prophet. Let's not be modest about who we are, because who we are is who we are, So, it is about embracing and embodying who you are. And, not this modest stuff about, modesty is for mortals. And if you're watching this, you are on the path becoming a supreme being. You are on the divine path to becoming God. You have crossed the threshold between mere flesh and bone. You are immortal. You are on the path to immortality. You know what I'm saying? So that all that flesh, all that I don't want to say who I am. I want to be, and shy, and I'm a shy person too. Believe it or not, socially, I am more shy because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. It's like, I'm not about small talk. I'm not about, like, what's your favorite color? Man, I'm about black liberation, black supremacy, and about making a complete 180-degree change in this world. I'm not about sitting there and prolificating about what to put on my hamburger or anything like that, or what's your favorite food and all that stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is. That's why, people see me as a serious person. And it's not that I'm serious. I am serious. I'm super serious. I'm super serious about everything. But it's not about that. It's about the fact that I am so focused on what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm so focused on what I'm doing. So, that's the kind of energy that I give off. So I'm not gonna sit there and ask, what's your favorite color? Do you like, what kind of clothes do you like? What's this and that? And it's like, save the small talk. Let's talk about world domination. Let's talk about making this a completely black world. Let's talk about black rulership, and that's how I live my life. And so I've had many accomplishments through my life. I've facilitated the gang truce on the East Coast between all sorts of street tribes. I've just written a book. I graduated college. I went 801 days without eating any solid food. I've facilitated a community of people for years, off the grid community of people for years, and gave them food, clothing, and shelter. And still do that to a degree, and to a degree, it's just scattered a little bit. But so these are the things that I profess. I've been mentioned on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. I made people first-time homeowners using my techniques. I made people first-time homeowners. I made people millionaires. I've helped people conquer. Doing different things and help them on their endeavors. I am known by the current and former president. They both know me and are very familiar with me, and I've talked intimately with the former president. So I mean, my accomplishments are very, and that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit of the stuff that I've been doing. So modesty, why be modest when I could pronounce that and help somebody else that's right next to me? Because they could be like, oh, well, I want to know how to do this. And I could show them. I could show them exactly how to go about doing this. I could teach you the way. I could teach you how to go and live off the grid and never pay rent again. I could teach you how to forage for your own food. I could teach you different weapons trainings, different combat techniques. I could teach you, I could, show you the different things, how to become a divine black being. And I have done that for many people. So I'm not going to be modest about that. I used to be so modest. I used to be so quiet. But at that time, I was also learning. I was also absorbing a lot more, and I'm still absorbing. I'm still absorbing and taking in, and I listen more than I speak. I listen way more than I speak. However, I'm not gonna just sit on my accomplishments like I'm not doing anything. you know, or, you know, Jesus said that you will do greater works than him. And I have done that. I pronounce that right now. I am greater than Jesus. I pronounce that. And my works and my supernatural abilities can be seen and have witnesses and can be seen on YouTube. You could Google me. You could Google the miracles that I've done. Seriously. So it's like I'm not going to, and that can help somebody out. And it has helped people out. And it has made people, I have created leaders. I have created more people become more into themselves, more of divine beings. You know, I have created people to become millionaires. I have created, I have created great people, just by saying who I am and then showing people the way. So I'm not going to be modest about it. Modesty is for mortals. But let me say this. January 20th, 3 Steps to End Racism right now is being released to save the world. You can support the writing process I always forget to do this on this live, on patreon.com. You can call me Prophet. Support the writing process. Hey, good morning. Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising, I should say. We're not mourning anything over here. We're not mourning, but we are grand rising. What's going on, Nayoka? What's going on, that boy? Let me say it like this. But modesty is for mortals. Modesty is for people that, they don't really got anything going on. I strive to accomplish every day. I sit here, I have my goal list, you know what I'm saying? I make goals and I check them off like Santa, you know what I'm saying? Making a list, checking it twice. So I do that. And Black Supremacy, so I'm not going to sit here and be modest about any of that, because it's not helping anybody out. If I'm being quiet, I'm not helping anybody out. They say a closed mouth doesn't get fed, and in that same vein, a closed mouth doesn't help feed others as well either. So I'm opening my mouth. I'm letting people know. I'm pronouncing, just like the Muslims do, the Shahada, and pronouncing that Muhammad is the savior, is the prophet. Pronouncing that Muhammad is the only prophet. But Palmetto, I am prophet. I am Prophet Robet. I am Black Supremacy. I am God. I am all of these things, and I can prove it, and other people can prove it as well. All my magic has witnesses. All my supernatural events, everything that I done has witnesses. I used to think I was crazy when certain things would happen, certain things would go down, and I would sit there and be like, did this really happen? And it would drive me insane, because I'd be like, nah, that didn't happen. That's weird. That's weird stuff. But then, when the police chase happened, and I saw Anubis in the backseat of my car and was actually videotaped, my supernatural abilities were actually videotaped. I was like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And I always step into my magic and step into my power, and you should as well. And I can show you the way. Just follow me, and I will show you the way. 3 Steps to End Racism right now is being released for free to save the world on January 20th. And it's going to be an amazing thing, y'all. I have a huge announcement I'm going to make about that a little bit later on today. So you guys stay tuned to this Instagram. And I just want to let everybody know, be vigilant, be aware, and Black Supremacy.